Hello. I think we're good. I think we're live. Hello. Hello everyone. Let me know if you're watching. Hello, how are you? It's Tuesday today. Just making sure it's definitely Tuesday today. We should all be good. Let me know if there's any problems. If you can't hear me, do let me know. And say hello. How are you? Hello. Hello everyone. Thanks for joining me. It is 11:01. We're bang on time. And I hope you're having a good morning so far. Let me know how you're doing. And yeah, I think we should be good to go. I should apologise in case you hear some sort of building noises outside. We have some building going on just next door, which is very helpful when you're trying to live stream. So I apologise if you can hear that. It's quite quiet, so I'm hoping our mic does not pick it up, because we're going to be listening to some sounds today and be making some video game music. So do let me know how you're doing. How is your Tuesday going? Are you playing any good games recently as well? Tell me that too. I'd love to hear what you're playing. And then I'll tell you what we're going to be doing this morning. It's still the morning, yeah. 11 o'clock counts. It's nearly lunchtime, but we've got a couple more things to do before lunch, just in case you've just had your breakfast and you're already excited about lunchtime, just like me. So yeah, how are you doing? Say hello. You might notice we've got Scratch up and running, so we will be working with Scratch today, but also we'll be doing using some other fun things that you might not have seen and used before to make music. So if you've used Scratch and you're like, I know how to do that, stick around, because we're going to be introducing some fun little music making programs that are free to use. You can get them online. I think you can use them on tablets as well, and phones. I know one of them definitely you can use on a phone. So stick around and I'll show you how those work. Oh, how are the comments? Tuesday is fine, I guess. Yeah, Tuesday's okay. It's not as bad as Wednesday, or as bad as Monday, I think. I don't know, which one's worse? What do we think? Is Monday worse or is Tuesday worse? I don't know. I quite like Tuesdays. Oh, I have to apologise. We didn't have a stream on Friday, last Friday, because we had a big problem with our computer and it didn't want to start or wake up. So we couldn't stream, which was not helpful. We made sure it knew we were trying to live stream, and it didn't help. It was still determined to just not wake up. But we have it going again, so that's lucky. Otherwise we'd be a bit stuck, but it's working. It's fine. Monday. Oh, okay, we have some votes in. Monday's the worst. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think Monday might be the worst. Tuesdays are not so bad because we're here and we're doing this. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So hello, welcome everyone. I hope you are all doing okay. So it's, what time is it? 11:04. Should we get started? Should we start talking about sound? So you might notice when you play video games, there's quite often noises and sound and music. And if you can imagine playing a game maybe without those things, a silent game, might not be as fun. It might still be quite fun, but sound always adds something to games. And there's lots of games where the sound is very special. So when you're interacting with things in the environment, you might notice there's different noises. If you're playing Animal Crossing, you might notice there's lots of little noises whenever you do anything. When you open your bag, when you fish, there's all these different noises that make the world kind of come alive. So we're going to be looking at adding sound into games and seeing how that works in Scratch. So let me know if you have any favourite games with good soundtracks or music that you like from games. Because one of my favourites is Tetris Effect. If you've ever played Tetris Effect, it's like a really cool version of Tetris. And that sounds kind of boring, but the music is really cool. And when you're playing Tetris and the blocks drop, it affects how the sound works. So it feels like all the sound and your playing is working together, and it makes it really fun. So let me know if you like music, what kind of music you like in games. I can see the chat, so it's all up in there. So if you want to have a chat, ask questions, please do let me know how we're doing. And let me know if there's any sound issues, because we're going to be using different types of programs. Some of them might be quieter than others. So that's just the way that our streaming works. So let me know if you can't hear anything, or if something is way too loud and you've got headphones on. So we shouldn't have that problem, just in case. Oh, what's the comments? Final Fantasy soundtracks are my fave. Oh, Final Fantasy is a good one. Yes. We've got Final Fantasy, Tetris Effect. Animal Crossing has great music. And it has soundtracks that you can buy in the game. You can buy all the records that KK Slider uses, or makes even. So, let's get to sound. Right. So you might recognize this. This is the Scratch sort of tutorial. When you open Scratch for the first time, this is what it will look like. So we have, I think this is Scratchy the cat. That would make sense. Yeah, I think this is Scratchy the cat. You have a tutorial down here, so there's lots of other tutorials for you to use in Scratch. So, oh, you have that game. Oh, which game? Animal Crossing? Or Final Fantasy? So yeah, this is the tutorial. So this has got lots of more things for you to learn if you want to learn a bit more about Scratch as well. We have some tutorials still up on our YouTube channel from previous live streams. If you want to go and rewatch those, you can. But we're going to close this for now, okay? Because that's helpful, but we're not going to use it right now. We're going to look at sound. So I'm not going to explain everything in Scratch and how Scratch works, okay? So you can go back and watch the other tutorial for that. We're going to focus on the sound, okay? So, ooh, yes, you have Animal Crossing. Ah, yes, I have Animal Crossing too. It's one of my favourite games. But you might notice when you're playing it, the music and the sound in Animal Crossing is really, really clever. Like when you're walking around town, the music changes every hour depending on the time of the day. And if you walk over to the shore, like where the beaches are, like the music fades out so you can listen to the waves go by, and it's really relaxing. And when you like open your bag, all these different noises happen. There's different noises for different things. So it really makes that world come alive. I think it's a really important part of Animal Crossing is the music and the sound. So cool. Now let's have a look. So when you open Scratch, it looks like this. You have your sprite down here, and this is your preview screen. Oh, you've just finished it. You've just finished it. Good work. Oh, amazing. Right. So I'm getting distracted by Animal Crossing. That happens a lot these days. I get very distracted by Animal Crossing. So let's get back to sound. So here we have our code blocks. Okay, so you might remember those if you've used them before. But we have sound blocks. So you have different types of blocks, and one of them is the sound blocks. So this is how we add sound into our game. So Scratch, like with the sprites, if you've been using the sprites, it has a big sprite library. Like that, it has a big sound library. So it has lots of sounds in Scratch that you can use already. So you don't have to worry if you don't have any recording things. But you might surprise yourself. You might find that you do have something to record with. But you don't have to worry about that if you don't want to do that. You can use all the sounds that Scratch has. So let's have a look at that sound library. We'll come back to these blocks when we're adding the sounds into our game. So we'll have a look at the sounds. So at the top here you have the code tab. So that opens your coding blocks. You have costumes. So you can change the way Scratchy the cat looks. Now we did explore those costumes in the adding Piskel and Scratch together stream. So if you want to find out more about the costumes, you can go back and look at that one. But we're going to look at sound today. Sounds up the top here. So you click on that and then open a sound. So this tutorial has a sound open already for us, a meow. Now I'm going to try and play it, but this is the one that was really loud. So I apologize if you hear a really loud cat right now, but here we go. I hope that wasn't too loud, but do let me know if it was. So yeah, it's a meow sound. So you have different ways to edit that sound, but let's add a new one in and we'll try and edit it. So down the bottom here, this bottom left hand side, you'll see a choose the sound button. And now when you hover over it, it'll open up all these other things here. Okay, perfect level. Okay, that sounds good. Phew, okay. That might mean that our other sounds are too quiet, so we'll fix that when we get to it. So down here you have choose a sound. So you can choose a sound from the Scratch library. You can record a sound, so we'll try that later on as well. A surprise sound, just like with the sprites, you can just add a surprise sound from the library if you're not sure what to use. Or you can upload a sound. Okay, so we're going to be looking through those things. But let's check the library so far. So we're going to go to choose a sound. And you might have noticed there are quite a lot of sounds in here. Right, so let's have a look at some of these. We've got piano sounds, engine noises. Oh, a little trumpet. Oh, that one was quite loud. Well, it was for me. A gong. Door cheer. A cheer? Okay. So we have lots of sounds to choose sounds. We've got laughs, lasers, a large cow. Oh, a cowbell, not a cow. I thought they were just calling it a large cow, but it's a large cow bell, which is a type of musical instrument. That's probably, you can't see all of the sound name. Low whoosh. Oh, that's like a good sword noise. Do you know what I mean? If you hear a sword sort of swinging through the air, swishing noise, that's a good sound for that. And it just goes on and on. So these are in alphabetical order. So you can go all the way down. I wonder what Z is. Ah, zip. We have a zip and a zoop. Ooh. So those are like space laser gun noises, I think. Oh, that's just a person saying zip. I thought it would be the sound of like a zip or something going up. But fair enough. Okay. Well, we can have a look at those then. So, any preferences? Any noise preferences? Shall we try a random sound? Maybe we'll try a random sound. Or what's a bass? Ooh, that's quite a good noise. Alien creak. That's fun. Should we get the trombone? We'll get the trombone because then we can edit it. So if you click on one of these noises, it'll pop that noise in here. So now you can add them into your game. Okay. So when you're adding the sound with the coding blocks, you can't just add them from the library. You have to come into here, add them into the sound tab for that sprite or the background. I'll explain what that means a little bit later on as well. But you have to add them into here. So choose a sound, click on them, it'll add them, and you can start editing them. So here you can make them faster, slower, louder, softer. You can mute the sound, so there's no sound, which I'm not sure why, but just in case you want to make sure it doesn't play, you can do that. You can fade it in and out, so it kind of comes in slowly. You can reverse it. Should we see what that sounds like reversed? It's a bit weird. It sounds a bit like a fly buzzing around. We'll put it back. Or you can make it sound like a robot. That's sort of a robot trumpet, I guess. Yeah? Yeah, okay. So let me know if you have any other sounds that you want to hear as well. I'll see if I can find them. So, should we try a surprise sound? Let's click surprise. Oh, we have a tennis hit. Okay. Oh, it's like a bat hitting a tennis ball. Okay. Like that. Should we make that into a robot? See, that sounds a little bit rude, doesn't it? And you can undo. So, just up here, you can undo it. So, if you didn't want whatever you've just added, just click undo, or you can redo it as well. Like that. And you can change the name. So, if you think that name doesn't make any sense, it's not really a tennis hit, something else, you can just get rid of it and type in something else. Okay? Let's do that. So, you know what your sound is. You can copy bits of the sound as well. So, if we wanted to have that play over again. Oh, let's get that bit. Copy. And then we can paste it here. So now there's two of them. So I did that a bit quickly. So let's play that. Da, 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 da. So, right, what I did is I highlight this bit and copy. And then I want to put it over here. So I'm going to highlight that bit and I'm going to paste like that. Okay? And then if you click away, that'll just get rid of that and you can press play. So now it's like really quick tennis. I think it's probably too quick, but oh well. Like that. Okay, so you can edit the sound however you like. So we have a meow, we have a trombone. Sounds a bit like a robot. Should we add another surprise? See what happens? Low tom. Low tom? Ooh, that's quite a fun noise. Okay. Should we add one more just for fun? So we have choices. Space ripple. Oh yeah, this is the kind of sounds I'm looking for. Okay, I quite like that one. That's a good one. Right, so we have some sounds now in our sprite. So we go back to our coding and let's see if we can get Scratchy to say something when we start our game. How about that? So if we want to start our game, this is when you click the green flag. So green for go and then red to stop. Okay, so this is our preview. So we'll see and hear what it looks and sounds like. So let's do when the green flag is clicked, so when our game starts, we want something to happen, and I want a noise to happen. So there's other things you can do as well. So when a key is pressed or when the sprite is clicked, it can make a noise, but let's delete those for now. We'll try those in a second. Play sound, space ripple until done. Should we do that? Okay, so now when we start our project, so when the game starts, plays that space noise. We can add another sound afterwards, and we can add a meow, making a space cat game. And then, okay, so you can add sounds to play after each other as well. So we can also do, let's get rid of the space ripple one, shall we? And we'll use the meow. How about if we press a key? So let's have a look. We've said when space key pressed, play sound meow until done at the minute. So if we press the space key, it should start. But you can change it to any other key inputs. So all your numbers and letters, anything on your keyboard. Okay, or any. So if any key is pressed, it should make a sound like that. Okay, kind of works. Right, and then we have when this sprite is clicked. Right, so now you can see if I click the sprite, I think I'm going a bit too quick, so stop me if you have any questions. So I've just used the event block and it says when this sprite is clicked, play sound meow until done. So this is your sprite, Scratchy the cat. So all I'm doing is going over here, clicking that Scratchy the cat, and it's playing a noise. There we go. Okay. We can also make sounds just go forever. So if we go to our control, these are the blocks that control what happens and how many times it happens or if it happens forever. So we can have things repeat. So I've got a repeating block and I'm going to put the sound block inside that repeating block. And maybe I'll change the sound. So on here, you can click on this and it'll bring all the sounds that you have. So let's get the tennis sound that we fiddled around with. And let's play it 3 times when the sprite is clicked. Or when our game starts. We'll do it when our game starts. So let's go back to the when the flag is clicked over here. And it's just done it 3 times. Okay, it's played it 3 times and then it's stopped. Okay, that's one way you can do it. Another way you can do it, I'm going to go back and put these all into a game. So if I'm going a bit quickly, don't worry. We're going to go over them again. Let's try forever. So you can make a noise go forever. And that might be useful if you want some background music. You want a bit of music to just loop and play forever when your game starts. So let's have a look. Maybe not that tennis noise. What about this one? Low tom. Ooh, that might get a little bit annoying. But so now when our game starts, it's just going to play that noise forever. So let's stop that. So yeah, maybe make sure that it's not a really, really annoying noise. Or if you want the game to be really, really annoying, add a really annoying noise. That is up to you, okay? So that's just going to keep going forever now. And we can change that. We can change that to the space ripple. And it will just keep playing this again and again and again and again. Yeah, I think you get the picture. Okay, are we all on the same page? Cool, right, I hope so. You can also make noises happen when things happen in the game. So if you touch something or hit something with a sprite, or somebody wins, for example, in the game, you can add in noises then. So noises when things happen. Because often when you're playing a game, if your character jumps, they'll make a jumping noise. Just like Mario. You know the noise that Mario makes when he jumps. You could probably all picture it. That wahoo. What else makes a noise? Yeah, anything. So if he's jumping, Mario's jumping on the enemies, the Goombas and things, then that makes a noise as well. And that, as I said, helps bring the game to life. So let's have a look at that. Now I'm going to use a game that we made in a previous stream. So I'm not going to spend loads of time putting a game together for you to see how that works, but I'm using a game that we made in a stream. So if you do want to see how it works, you can go back and watch that one. So you might, if you have been here before, recognize this little octopus fella. So this is a game that we made using Piscolap to make some pixel art, background, and our little octopus friend. And then we pop them into Scratch to make this game. And basically, I'll explain what happens with the game, is you have to eat as many donuts as you can in 20 seconds, I believe it is. So if we start, you can see the donut kind of floating around, and you have to follow the donut with your mouse and get as many as you can. See if I can beat a high score. So if you want to know how we make this, you can go and see how we made this and put it all together and make one yourself. But this is what I'm going to use to add some sound. Okay, I got 52. Try and beat that score. There you go. It's all up on Scratch if you want to find us. So I have got some things happening in this game. I have got the octopus who is floating around. He's moving with the mouse and he's catching those donuts. We have a background here as well that's moving, the stage, the backdrop. And this is set underwater, I'm assuming, because that's where octopuses live. So let's stop that and see if we can add some sound to the backdrop. Shall we do that? So I think I can imagine what kind of noises are happening under the water. You get kind of bloopy noises, maybe some bubbles, some whooshing noises. So let's have a look. We need to go onto our backdrop. So you know you can click on the sprites and code the sprite. So this is the code that makes our game work, and our donut code, like that. And you can tell which sprite or background that you're adding your code to, because it has a tiny picture of them up in the corner here. So there's an octopus there now, and now there's a donut, and if I click on there, it'll be the backdrop. So you always know which thing you're coding for, okay? But if you do get confused and you put some code into the wrong thing, you can just delete it and start again, or you can just duplicate it, so copy it and put it into the right place. So don't worry if you do ever make a mistake, because that can happen. If you're working with lots of different things, you put things in the wrong place, that's just what happens. So I'm going to make sure that we're clicked onto the backdrop. So that's what we're doing. And I'm going to try and add some backing music. Well, not music, but sound. So underwater sounds that help the player kind of picture where we are. So let's have a look. We are going to do the control. So I want this, oh no, event, sorry. So I want this to happen as soon as the game starts. So I'm going to choose when the flag is clicked, and I need a sound. So let's play sound until done, right? So you can have two different versions. There's one which plays the sound until it's done, so it lets the whole thing play before the next bit of code happens, or you have one that just starts the sound, so it'll just go, and then the next bit of code will follow on. So does that make sense? So it won't play the whole bit of music before getting to the next bit of code. So if you just want it to happen in the background, you can choose this one, start the sound. So should we do that? We'll go with start sound, even though here it won't make a difference. So when sound clicked, when flag clicked, start sound pop. So at the moment there's already a sound in there. So we don't want a pop sound. So let's have a look at our sound library, shall we? So at the moment we have a pop. It's a very quick pop. I think I might have sped that up a bit when we were playing around previously. So I'm going to delete that. We don't want that sound there. And I'm going to choose a sound. I'm going to see if they have bubbles. So up here you can search. Oh, I'm just starting the bass sound. So up here you can search for a sound. So I'm going to see if they have any bubbles. Ah, they do have bubbles. Okay, so I put bub in and they've got bubbles. So let's try that. Ah, okay. I think that's a perfect underwater sound. I like that one. I think we're going to use that one. We can make it softer, so it's even quieter. We can make it louder. Wonder what happens when you make it a robot. Sort of. It just like it sounds like you've got headphones on underwater, which is not a good idea. So let's use it a little bit softer, so it's not so loud, not as annoying when you're playing the game. And let's go back to our code. So we're coding for the backdrop still. So let's have a look. We want this to happen, but we want it to keep going. So let's test it. Oh, we didn't turn it on. We need to turn our code on. So when that one is that going to work? Should work. Oh no, it's not doing it. Maybe we need... Oh, right. It should just do it. Maybe we need a forever block. Let's test it with the forever block, and if not, I'm going to pop it into our other code. But this did work last time. Ah, there we go. Right. Oh wait, I've got the wrong sound in. That's why. It's not a pop, is it? It's the bubbles. So make sure it's got the right sound in. Right, let's try that again. Ooh. Our sound's gone wrong. Oh no. Oh, hang on. Those are bubbles. That's a bit strange. Right, hopefully your Scratch won't do this. But let's see if we can fix this. Let's get rid of that one, because that had the pop sound in. So let's try maybe... play sound bubbles until done. Should we do that? Okay, so that's working. We want both of those things to happen. And the background's moving and the bubbles are going. Okay, so let's stop that and start the game again. Hey! Okay, now it's working. I think that last bit of coding block just wasn't working because it had the last sound in, the one that we deleted. So that's my fault. Ta-da! They're just a bit late. The sounds are a bit late. True. Right. There we go. Okay, so our Donuts game's working, and it stops when the game is finished. So annoyingly, with Scratch, the timers don't stop. They just keep going forever. So the game stops at 20 seconds, but the timer just keeps going. So I got 45 that time. Okay, so haven't beat my high score. So yeah, so when you press start, it just keeps going. Da-da-da, and you might be able to hear it repeat. And it goes again and again and again like that. Okay? So you can have one sound repeating, but that's our background noise. So let's add a sound to maybe the donut. So when the octopus grabs that donut, let's have a sound. Now I don't know what sound an octopus makes when it eats a donut. So if anybody does know, please tell me. But I am not too sure. But let's have a look. So at the moment, we have, it looks kind of complicated, but I can explain what this code means very quickly. So basically, when the octopus touches the donut, okay, so if touching octopus, then it goes to a random position and it changes the score by 1. So every time that octopus hits the donut, it will change the score, so add 1 to the score, and it will move to a random position in your game, just like that. Da-da. And then this bit of code around it will keep it going, so repeat until timer is 20. So this repeats until 20 seconds. So that's all that means. So it looks kind of complicated, but it's not too bad. And we explained it all in the last stream as well. So it just stops the game when it's 20 seconds, and it moves around when the octopus hits the donut. Easy peasy. So I think I would like it to make a sound when he hits. So I put a sound in here. So if touching octopus then plays a sound and then goes to a random position. How about that? Should we try that? So let's add a new sound. Maybe we'll try recording a sound. How about that? So we have a boop in here already, I think. Boop, boop, which I think is me. I think I added this in when I was playing around. So let's delete that. Now we could choose a sound. We could add a sound from the library, but we can also go here and click record. So it brings up this little window, and you might notice when I talk that this bar goes up and down. And if I'm really loud, it will go higher. If I'm really quiet, it will go lower. Okay, so that's just the volume, so how loud you're speaking. So you should be able to do this. I believe Scratch does work with a tablet. Most tablets have a microphone in them. So think about when you're video calling people. Maybe you've been doing some online classes and stuff, or calling your friends and family. You can use that. So you can record with your, even if you don't have a proper microphone. So I have I'll show you, a big microphone here. I probably messed up the sound, but that's my big microphone, so I've got a proper mic. But you can use phones. Phones usually have something to record with, and tablets do as well, and laptops, because they're all used for video calling and things like that. So you don't plug a microphone in for them, so it's already built in, which is very clever and very useful. So let's have a look, shall we? I'm going to click record. Oh, I don't know what sound to make. If you've got any suggestions, put them in the chat, because I'm not sure what sound an octopus makes when it eats a donut. Should I try a boop? Like it's booping the donut. Boop. How about that? Boop. Hey, okay, so at the moment there's a little bit of a click that you can hear when I click my mouse. A gloop. That's close to a boop. Okay, right, we can cut this out. So these sort of, if you click and drag them, you can cut out bits of the sound. So I don't want this bit of the sound, and I don't want that bit afterwards. So let's try that. Boop. Maybe I can even get rid of that. Boop. Boop. Boop is good. Okay, we're happy with boop. Right, so that is a boop. So let's save that. Ooh, and it looks very different when it's stretched out like that. Boop. So I could slow it down. When you slow things down, you might notice it gets really deep. Like I'm making a really deep voice. Boop. Like that. I can make it even lower. I can speed it back up again. Like that. I could reverse it. Sounds a bit weird. Or a robot. I don't like the robot so much. It makes me feel like my headphones are malfunctioning and not working properly. So, should we stick with the boop? Should I make it a bit softer? Like a little soft boop. Yeah? Okay. I'm happy with that. And now at the moment it says recording 1. So like before, I'm going to change that title. And I'm going to make it a boop. Boop. There we go. Okay. I'm happy with that. So we have a recorded sound. So I'm going to go back into the code. And delete that one because I don't want that one. I want the sound to start. So I don't want it to wait until the whole thing has played. I want it to start the sound and then start the next bit of code straight away. So I'm going to do the start sound, and I'm going to pop that in there, just here. So now it says, if touching octopus then, start sound boop, go to random position and change the score by 1. So that's what's going to happen. Fingers crossed. So let's have a go. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now if I hit that donut, it makes a boop noise. I mean, this is incredibly realistic. You have to see if you can find, next time you're at the beach, any octopuses eating donuts and see what sound they make, and then let me know. But we'll stick with that for now. Okay, so now something is happening when our game plays. So that sounds very different if we take all of that out. Should we do that? So we don't want that to play. So now if we go back to how it was. So okay, it's it's a game, it works, but it's very silent. Oh, where's our donut gone? It's hiding behind the score. So I like it with the music in, or the sounds in. So those are your sounds. So let's go back and add that sound in. Try it again. Boop, 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 boop. Like that. Okay. So now something is happening in our game. Ta-da! We could even try and add a sound for when the game ends. So the game ends at the moment when 20 seconds is up. That's when it finishes. But nothing tells you that it's finished. So what should we say? Or what do we have in the comments? Much better. Yeah, I hope you think it's an improvement as well. I think it's an improvement. So let's add one more sound and then we'll have a look at those music making things. And we'll try and use those, okay? So let's have a look. We want, should we go back into sounds? And let's choose a sound. Shall we see if there's any, what are they? I wonder if they have an octopus in the animals. No, I didn't think they did. Let's see if it says end, no, finished. Oh, finger snap. Ah, it's not going. Finishing, wacky, what's wacky? Oh, we could do a ta-da. I like ta-da. Okay, like a ta-da when the game is finished. That's quite loud. Let's make it a bit softer, shall we? Yeah? Okay. I hope it's not too loud for you. That one's a bit loud for me, but we'll try. So I'm going to try, I think, and put, just before the stop all, I'm going to play the sound. Ta-da! Like that. Now, it might sort of cut the sound off, actually. So maybe I should do it, play sound, ta-da, until done. Like that. Let's see. Okay, now I'm going to play it for 20 seconds. See if I can beat my high score, which was 52. I'm going to be sick of my voice saying boop in a minute. I've just realised that means I'm going to have to say it 50 times. I'm glad I'm not actually voicing this game. Right. Ah, okay, that worked. So, now... Oh, I got 55. I beat my high score. Yes. We have got a sound when the game starts, the background sound. We have a sound for the gameplay, so when you're going and eating that donut. And we have a sound for when the game ends. So your player knows when the game is finished now because it says ta-da, and then you're finished. Then you're done. Okay. So I'm happy with that. So that's how we've added some sounds in. Okay. So hopefully you can add some sounds into your own games in Scratch if you're testing those. But let's have a fun look at some of the other things I was saying that we can make music with. So there are lots of free websites, softwares, things online that you can use to make music. And I'm going to look at two of those, but you might have heard of more, you might find more as well. These are both free to use. You can donate to the people who made them, that kind of thing, but they're free to use and to save your music. So we are going to have a look, first off, at Mario Paint Composer. So you might notice that I said Mario. Now, back in 1992, which might seem like a long time ago to some people, I was not born yet. So I'll give you a hint about my age, but I wasn't born yet. But 1992, a game came out called Mario Paint. And it was a bit like, you'd expect, like a painting game, but for Mario, for the SNES, so the Super Nintendo, like the Super NES. Now, so yeah, 1992, so a long time ago, and you could paint in it, but it also had a music composer sort of mode, so you could make music. And it came with a mouse as well. So, this is a free version, so you can buy like a pro version of this on Steam if you want to use it, but you can use this free version as well. So you can find out more. It was made by Daniel X. Moore. Okay, so he's made this lovely thing. There's a demo. This is a demo, and there's an old version as well. So it looked like this. This is like a recreation of that game for you to use on the PC, because you might not have a Super Nintendo lying around or a copy of Mario Paint. But yeah, so it came with a really old version of a mouse that you can move around and draw with. So think about games like Super Mario Maker nowadays, where you can make the levels. It was kind of like that, but the levels didn't work. It was like you were making a picture of the levels. But you can make music for it too, make little animations. So it was a very cool game. But yeah, that's what this is based in. And this has some weird noises, so you might not be making the kind of music you expect. So you can see up here there's all these weird shapes and things. If you click on them, so this bus makes a sort of trumpet noise. Then you have a raccoon with sunglasses. We have a bouncy ball that makes like a drum noise. This skull that makes like a tapping noise. What about this star?
Meow.
A cat that makes a meow noise, but it sounds like it's said by a human. We have a pig in a top hat. Oh, it makes a pig noise. Okay, so that's cool. And this dolphin that makes a piano noise. And then, I don't know much about music. I have to say that. I'm not a musician. So I can't really tell you how to put a song together, but I can show you how to mess around and have a good time. That's what we're going to do. So, I don't know. That fish makes a fun noise. Let's go with something funky. What about this one? Oh, might want to turn the Mario noise up a bit. Okay, I had a feeling about that. Let's have a look. I'm hoping that's okay. Hi! Ooh, hi Julie. We have a Julie joining us. Hello! We're having a look at Mario Paint Composer. So, what should we pick? The dolphin? Dolphin? Let's try the dolphin. Now, this is like, it looks like music. So if anyone can read music, great. I can't, but I know that where you place your notes, it will make a different sound on the scale. So you can just basically use them like stamps. Okay, so we've just put some dolphins down. They make different noises depending on what they are. And if I press play, oh, let's go to start and press play. It's just going to make a load of random noise because I haven't put them in any order. But that's something to start with. Let's go back. You can change the tempo here as well, so you can make it go faster and slower. So let's add some other noises. What about this robot noise? Or a star. Let's put these in like an order, shall we? And see how that sounds. It's kind of slow. What about this muffin? Muffin is a drum. Monday is worse. Oh, you're joining in on the... Yes. Monday is... I think we're all agreed. Monday is worse. It's not Monday, it's Tuesday, so we're good. Okay, we're going right back to the start where we were talking about which day of the week was the worst. We've all agreed it's Monday, so there. Let's add some other of these muffins in. So we've got muffins, dolphins, and stars. Okay, this doesn't sound great. I did tell you I wasn't a musician. But maybe we'll make it a little bit faster. Should we do that? We'll add tempo up to 140. Yes, because it's the first day of the week. Yes, agreed. Right, okay. So we have something in here anyway. But if you wanted to just use some of the sounds in here, so let's clear that. So we'll clear the whole song. So down here we've got a clear. We'll go get rid of it. Ta-da! And maybe we just want these muffins to make a noise. Like that. How about? So true. Love Tuesday for this. Ah, nice. Yes, I agree. I like Tuesday because I get to live stream and chat to you lovely people. Okay. So we have muffins making a noise. What else should we add in? Let's add in some stars. I'm going to try and do this in like a pattern so it makes sense. Sounds like you trying to play the drums. Yes. We'll keep that. Okay, so I'll go back to the start. So you can just keep going for quite some time. You've got all this spacelet. You just scroll all the way to the end like that. Ta-da! So you can make something quite long. So I'm going to save this so I can put it into Scratch. So let's have a look. So down here you can see this button. Hoping you can see it. Yeah, you should be able to. It says save and load. So if you click on that, it will give you some options to save it. And I believe you could, in Mario Paint, back in the 1992 version, save it onto a cassette. I think there was a way to do it. So some people could save their music onto a cassette that they made in Mario Composer, which is very fun. We're not using a cassette, and I'm wondering if some of you know what a cassette is. You might. I remember cassettes from when I was little. Those are weird things that look like a bit like a videotape. Do you know what a videotape is? Oh no, I'm showing my age. Okay, but yeah, we're not going to use a cassette. We're just going to download it as a WAV file or an MP3 file. So you might have heard of MP3 from MP3 players. So it's like a music file. So let's do that. You can change the format here. We're going to keep MP3 and a song. Let's call it Mario Paint song. Okay, so we know what it is. And then I'm going to click export. And it's going to put all of the audio together and it's going to save it, and it's downloaded it here. So let's go back quickly. We'll go back quickly to this tutorial thing that we were playing around with. And let's just, I'm just going to delete these. Oh no, we'll keep that one. And maybe I'll change that. So we don't want that space noise. Oh, keep accidentally playing it, sorry. Let's go into sounds. Now I'm going to choose a sound. Tell you what, I'll get rid of that download bar. That's just showing me what I've downloaded. And I'm going to go to upload sounds. So I'm going to upload a sound. Let's do that. Da-da-da. Now you won't be able to see, but I'm going into my documents, into my downloads. So it'll open up your sort of browser, the file folder. Go into your downloads. Click on the song. Aha! And now you can see, this might actually be very loud. Sorry. But there we go, I've turned it down. So, now you can hear that the song, the music that we made in Mario Paint is in Scratch. So we've uploaded it. So anything that you make in that, you can upload into this. Okay, so if you want any other noises, and you can play around with it as well. So maybe we'll reverse it. Now it sounds kind of like laser guns. Let's stop that. Reverse it back. What about robot? It's like a robot noise. Okay. I quite like that one. Right. Now, it's not a lovely piece of music, but it will do, okay? So let's do that. Now, we can go back into our code. And when the game starts, we can add in our sound. So we'll play the Mario Paint song, ta-da, until it's done. And now it will play our song. Okay, so that's Mario Paint. It's one thing you can do. So if you find Mario or search for Mario Paint Music Composer, just in Google, you should be able to find this. We'll pop a link to it maybe in the comments of this YouTube video. So after the stream, we'll upload it if you want to go and watch anything back again, and we'll pop the link to that in the comments, right? And we'll look at one more thing. So it's about 10 to, it's nearly been an hour already. So it's nearly lunchtime. So let's have a look at something else before we go. How about that? And let me know if you have any questions. If you've got any questions that you want to ask, pop them in the chat as well, and I get to them before I leave, okay? So just tell me. We're going to go to something called Beatbox. Oh, it's not too loud. Okay, that's good. Right. Let's go to Beatbox. I'm going to turn this sound up a little bit. So this is called Beatbox. And like you can see here, it says it's an online tool for sketching and sharing instrumental melodies. So instrumental means there's no sort of singing on top. But it looks a little bit different to Mario Paint Composer. Just like Mario Paint Composer, this has been made by someone, so it's free to use. But you can donate to the maker if you like, if you're able to. It tells you a little bit more about the instructions here as well. So let's have a quick look at this. You add notes on this by clicking on this, and this is kind of like a space agey synth type music maker. So they don't really sound like real instruments, but I think there might be options for that as well. We'll have a look. So you can click on here like that. You can press play. Okay, that kind of sounds kind of fun. It'll just keep playing it. So it makes like a loop. Okay, so I quite like that. Actually, that works quite well, I think. I don't know. But you click on these for other noises. So if we have a look here, so don't worry, all your notes are still there, but if you click on another one of these ones, you get another type of noise. So let's maybe add those in, see how that sounds. So it'll play them all together. I'm hoping you can hear this. So this is kind of fun. Okay, so you can play around with that. We can add some more. Should we add some more? What about that? I don't know, did I just ruin it? Quite like those. If you click on them again, you can get rid of them. So maybe we'll just add a couple of those. Shall we do that? I don't like that worse. See, you can just keep playing around like that. Okay, I prefer that. Okay, so we'll pause that. So you can just keep making loops like this. And you can click on other ones, see what they do. Ooh, so they make like a really weird noise. Ooh. Wow, okay. About here. Like that. Okay, I quite like that. So what you can do now, you can download that and it'll just play it as a loop. So this makes a loop, so it's meant to go around and round and round. So that's really good for when you're working in Scratch and it just says play the song forever. Like the music sounds like it's supposed to loop and just keep going. So rather than it sounding like a little piece of a song or music that's just like stopping and starting and stopping and starting, it sounds like it's meant to be going round and round. So this is really cool. So if you find a Beatbox, like a beep, horn beep, beatbox.co, that's it. You should be able to find this. And you can copy and paste like the URL, so the website link, you can copy and paste that and send it to a friend if you've made some music, and they'll automatically open your song so you can share it in the browser. So I hope that makes sense, but it's really cool for sharing songs. But you can also save them as well. So if you go to File, you can add a new song, you can import a song that you've been working on already, or you can export the song. That's what we're going to do. We're going to export it. So let's click on that. Brings up your file name. It says Beatbox song. Yep. And you can make it loop as well, okay? So you can make it loop and loop and loop and loop forever. Let's not add an outro. So you can add an intro and an outro. Let's just, so what should we do? Make it loop twice. And we want to export it to a WAV file. Now export it. You can see it's just saved down here. And then I'm going to go back into Scratch, back into Sounds, and go back to Upload Sounds. And now, you can't see it, but I'm just in my Downloads folder, and I'm clicking on the Beatbox song. And now, I'm going to hope that that's not too loud. So now it's just going to keep playing it. So it's doing 2 loops, okay? So we can make it slower or faster again. Let's make it normal speed and let's go back into this. And now if I change this here, I can change it to the Beatbox song. So now if our gameplay starts, it's just going to play that noise forever and ever. So if you really want to make your own, maybe I'll stop so you can hear me. If you really want to make your own sort of backing music and you want it to be this kind of like spacey, sort of weird instrumental synth sound, you can use Beatbox for that. So I'll show you some of the things you can do in it as well, because we've got a little bit more time, but just let me know if you have any questions. You have things like a scale, so you can add like a sad blues scale. So if you can play that and then let's see what that does. I wonder if, oh, we'll stop that. We add some more. Oh, I'm not sure what this does. I've just discovered it. Oh, okay. I don't know what we did. But now it sounds different. Okay, so we can add that back. So you can really just play around with this. Now, if you know loads about music, this will probably make lots more sense to you, which will be really helpful. But if you don't know much about music, you can just sort of play around and see how things happen. So you have the tempo here, so you can speed it up and down. Maybe we'll make it a bit slower. Should we get rid of that? Don't think I like that one very much. Okay, so now it's slower, or I can speed it up. Get rid of those as well. So we've got island. So these are different scales. So if you know about music, scales will make sense. I'm not going to try to explain them, but it's basically the way that the notes sound. Where the notes are depends on what they sound like. So the scale. We have the reverbs. We can add reverb, I think. That's kind of cool. Makes it sound like weird spacey. Okay. We've also got lots of different types of music down here. Oh, so you have instruments. So we have pianos, we have flutes, we've got guitars with different types of strings even. Oh, we have a ukulele. Should we try ukulele? Oh, I've got the reverb on. Should we turn the reverb off? Boop, boop. Okay. What about... We have chip... I think we did. We have chip wave. Or pulse width. Let's go to chip wave. Oh, and now you've got loads of other things you can add as well. So have a look at this and just have a play around, because this is what's really fun. Maybe I'll stop playing that because that might get a bit annoying for anyone who's listening. But you've got loads of different things you can do. Here you've got a telephone ring, a bird tweet, buzzsaw. Okay, a buzzsaw doesn't sound too fun, but you get the picture. You could make any kinds of music with this. So Mario Paint is really fun. Because it's, based on a retro game. You can explore a game that maybe you don't have access to anymore, or a bit of it. But it's obviously slightly limited to what it can do, because it's based on a game that came out in the 90s. So what they could do with music, and then in Super Nintendo, is slightly different to what we can do with music and the computer nowadays. So do have a look at Mario Paint, but check out Beatbox as well, because it's really fun. And you can do loads of different things. There's even a Tinkerbell, marimba, music boxes. I'm going to see what the music box sounds like. Oh, it's like one of those little windy music boxes. Okay, that's really fun. So, we'll pop links to this in the sort of comments section of YouTube when we've uploaded this stream later on. So if you can't find them, just go back and click on those links. But we'll go back to Scratch. I hope that kind of helped you. I mean, it's not a full, in-depth tutorial about adding things into Scratch, but it gives you some starting points to add music and sound into your games. We've explored the sound library. Links are in the description. Thank you, Connor. Okay, so there's some links in the description already if you want to go and play around with those. Beatbox, I believe, works on a phone or a tablet. Mario Paint, I'm not sure. We'll have an explore. Try it out. You might have to use it on a laptop with a mouse, but I know that Beatbox works because you can press it with a touchscreen, so that's fun. And yeah, you can save the songs, add them into Scratch, add them to other things as well. I know there's lots of other game making software, things that we've used like Twine, Bitsy as well. You can add songs and sounds into those. So just because we've been adding them into Scratch doesn't mean it's the only place where you need to add, or you can add music. There's lots of other things that you're using that probably allow you to add these kinds of musics. So do check them out. Let us know if you make anything as well. If you do make a lovely bit of music, or you add something into your game, tell us in the comments of the YouTube video, or tell us on social media if you have those. We're on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all those lovely things. So we'd love to see what you make. But I think we're kind of finished for today. So that is 12 o'clock exactly. Bang on time. I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me and learning a little bit about music and Scratch. And yeah, next time you're playing a game, have a sort of a close listen to the sounds in the game. See where you can notice them. You might notice there's other sorts of sounds that you weren't really picking up on before because they're just sort of background noises, noise in game that you might not think a lot about. So especially if you're playing Animal Crossing as well. Animal Crossing is a great way for trying to spot all the different ways that the music changes or the sounds change. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you have a lovely rest of your Tuesday as well. I don't know about where you are, but where I am, it looks quite nice and sunny. It's supposed to be a lovely day tomorrow. So have a nice day. Have a good afternoon. We will be back on Friday playing Assassin's Creed again. So if you joined us for the Assassin's Creed stream last time, we were doing the discovery mode, having a look around ancient Greece. I think we're going to be having a look around ancient Egypt this time. So join me on Friday at 11 AM if you want to have a look around ancient Egypt, because I'm going to be exploring. So I will see you then. Thank you very much for joining me. I will see you later. Bye guys. Bye. End the stream. Bye.